Regardless if we win or lose, I just want them all to go home, tingnan nila yung pamilya nila, and no matter how it looks like, pamilya nila yan. No matter how imperfect the home they go to, how imperfect the family they face, that's their family. And it's gonna be up to them to make sense of how to make everything work, how to make everything perfect, kasi at the end of the day, manalo o matalo ang pamilya ko, ang uuwian nila, yung pamilya nila.
We are in favor of a divorce law that would be cost-efficient, beneficial, and speedy, expeditious. It is only Pamilya Ko that has a platform or a plan to provide a legal framework for surrogacy. Pangalawang isinusulong namin na batas ay isang domestic partnership law for our long-time live-in couples and LGBT partners. Pushing for equal rights ng lahat ng mga karapatan ng mga anak natin. Honestly, isang mabuting tao. Isang mabuting tao na gumagawa lang o sumusubok na gumawa ng tao.
Hello mga palangga, madamo gini salamat sa inyo nga pag-upod na naman sa amon sa Bunga Aga sa Heartline, where we feature inspiring stories of the Filipinos. And nagapadayo ng aton first season kung sa diin ginakilala naton ang aton nga mga abyan sa patagsang politika, behind their platform, their campaign, and the political issues thrown at them. And today is a special episode kasi mahihirapan tayo ng konti because magtatagalog tayo. Kasi yung mga bisita natin galing pa po sa Luzon and they are representing a party list called Pamilya Ko. Kung sa diin, gina-push nila ang interest and pangangailangan ng mga modernong pamilyang Pilipino. So today, first we have with us Sir Migs Calios. Good morning.
Ma'am, mayong adlaw.
Adlaw, yes. Thank you, Sir Migs, and welcome to Iloilo and to Iloilo's or Philippines' oldest golf course.
Happy to be back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you mentioned, sir, that you've been here 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, yes.
Yes. Ano po yung nagustuhan nyo sa Iloilo so far?
Honestly, yung mga tao. Kasi parang ang bait nung way of speaking nila.
Yes.
Parang sabi nga nila, parang joke, galit na sa'yo, ang lambing pa din.
Yes, oo. Minsan masasaktan ka na, malambing pa rin.
Yes,
Hindi mo alam yung paggalit na sila.
And pag alis ko from Iloilo, I kind of wanted to adopt that. Kasi throughout the campaign and in my everyday life, nanliligaw tayo ng boto. And maganda sa tenga pakinggan yung malambing ka magsalita, nakikiusap ka, hangyo, sabi nila.
Yes. So, thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
And nagpapasalamat po ako on behalf of the Ilonggo people who's watching right now kasi you appreciate our intonation.
Yes.
Ayan. So, Sir Migs, we will be talking about the party list that you represent and close to your heart, right? Because I personally resonate to this. So, I want to know more about it. Tell us more about Pamilya Ko and ano po ba yung mga modernong Pilipino? Modernong pamilyang Pilipino?
When I think of Pamilya Ko, parang the first thing that comes to mind, family. You think of your family. No, kahit sino kausap mo, Pamilya Ko, it's their family. That picture pops up in their head. And yun nga yung sinasabi ko in my previous speeches, if everyone had the perfect family, si nanay, si tatay, si anak, Pamilya Ko wouldn't exist.
Right.
Why is that? Kasi kahit anong anyo ng pamilya mo, family mo sila. That's our tagline. Ikaw ay pamilya ko. And we saw that these are marginalized in a way kasi it's taboo to talk about family na anak siya sa labas, wala siyang tatay, iniwan na sila. Family is something we all should be proud of, regardless of how it looks like, regardless of the structure, kasi it's what built us as people. The values that we hold, lahat yan ang galing sa pamilya. Kung paano yung nanay mo, tatay mo, lola mo, kung sino mang nagpalaki sa'yo, you have to be proud of that. So whether you have a perfect family, the perfect picture family or the non-traditional family that pamilya ko is hoping to represent in the Congress,
Yeah.
they're still family.
Yeah, that's nice, Sir Migs. I actually would like to agree with that. And I'm sure na marami pong nakikinig sa atin ngayon who
Yes.
can relate to it because that is where we are heading and that is actually what's happening right now. So tell me about the term lovables because you call the people rallying behind you and the people that you want to serve as lovables. So can you
Yes.
tell us more about that?
It's an acronym na binuo namin to capture the whole sector. No? And lovables because we're all lovable. No, regardless of what kind of family background we have. So to start, L is yung live-in. Live-in partners. We consider them a family, which unfortunately the law does not count as family yet, which we can discuss further. Next is OFW families. Why OFW? Kahit complete sila structurally, andyan si nanay at si tatay, si mama o si papa, the absence, it's what distinguishes eh. Parang kunwari, bata ka, and then you have a family day. San tatay mo? San nanay mo? Incomplete pa rin kayo. So we counted the OFWs as non-traditional kasi kahit complete kayo, your relationship is good, walang samaan ng loob, pero physically, wala. And I believe it does something to the child emotionally, even to the partners pag di sila magkasama. So we want to represent them also. V is the victims and survivors of domestic abuse. We don't live in a perfect world and may mga pamilya talaga na nagkakasakitan, especially mag-asawa, yung magulang sa anak. They're still family. And we really hope and pray that these victims and survivors are okay. And not just okay physically, but how the relationship will be moving forward. A is the adoptive families.
Right.
We know naman na some people, they can't bear kids. So they choose to adopt para magkapamilya. And sometimes nagiging demeaning sa anak na ampon ka lang. Asaran yan sa school eh. Kasi growing up, mga joke yan pag summer, medyo
Yes.
nag-iba yung kulay, tapos hindi mo nakakulay si mama at si papa, ampun ka,
O
ganyan.
kahit magkakapatid, di ba?
Magkakapatid, may isang hindi ka kamukha, ampun ka na. Tapos asaran yan sa school
Yes.
and masakit yun para sa bata. And then B, na wala spelling. Yung blended families kung tawagin. Yan yung mag-partner na they had prior marriages or children before coming into that relationship. So, sa bago nilang tahanan, half-sibling sila sa isa't isa.
Yep.
And it's really common nowadays, but it's not recognized
Yep.
or it's taboo. Pero it's reality, diba? And then another L is LGBTQ. Meron nang nagsasama ngayon na LGBT.
Yes.
Tinuturing na nila yung sarili nilang family. Sometimes they get kids through other means, pero it's not recognized by law or by society, but it's reality. E is for the extended and elderly families. Yan yung mga pamilyang andyan si lolo at si lola. Marami kayo sa bahay. Yung andyan yung mga pinsan mo nakatira. Ang nagpalaki sa'yo, tito, tita. It's very common here in the Philippines kasi napaka-family oriented ng culture natin. And S is the single at solo parents, which is pretty common nowadays. And yun nga, pag hinanap sa school, kunwari, family day, saan papa mo?
Yeah.
But single parent ka, we go back to the incompleteness of the family. But the question is it really incomplete? That's what Pamilya Ko wants to challenge also.
You know, Sir Migs, I really admire the fire in your eyes when you say it
Yes.
because I can tell that it comes from the heart, you know. I just want to understand where this is coming from. Is there something, a personal drive sa'yo that you dedicate yourself to campaign for this unique sector of the society?
Yes. Aside from me, all the other founders of Pamilya Ko, we come from the Lovables background.
Right.
And then ako, I belong to the E, yung extended family. We have a really big family, and growing up, I lived with my cousins, my lolo, titos and titas ko, the siblings of my father. We all lived in one house. So pag tinatanong ako, bring your immediate family, that's my immediate family that
Yeah.
comes to mind.
Yeah.
Tapos, iba-ibang characters, iba-ibang dynamics. It's very goofy. Nothing's perfect, nag-aaway-away sila, may bangayan. And inside that family, meron kaming LGBT
Right.
families, may blended families, and solo parents.
Mm.
I treat them as my immediate family and I see kung ano yung tabu.
Mm.
There was a time I remember I was a kid, I was asking my mom, sino ba yung papa ni ganyan? Napagalitan pa ako, don't ask those questions. Parang
Yeah.
insensitive yan.
Yes.
But as a kid, as a curious kid, you were brought up thinking na yun ang family. Mama, papa, and si anak.
Yeah.
So when I looked for the father of my cousin, parang mali ako for asking that.
Mm.
But in reality, there's nothing wrong with asking that, or there's nothing wrong with that structure. Kasi I think yung tita ko yun, bayani.
Mm.
Pinalaki niya yung mga anak niya na maayos, alone.
Mm.
And it takes courage, fortitude to raise kids alone.
Wow, what I'm hearing is a personal experience.
Yes.
That is the backbone of your advocacy right now po. That's why you can speak about what you're campaigning for and
Yes.
about your platform by heart po talaga. And I agree with you, no? Now is the high time to actually highlight this unique part or unique sector of the society and to get away with the taboos na sinasabi niyo po talaga,
Yes.
di ba? Na, you know, you cannot ask this kind of questions previously. So now, it's the high time for us to really embrace this kasi it's really happening
Yes.
na. So on a lighter note, Migs, you look very young. Can you tell and I want to introduce you to the Ilonggos. I understand that you're taking up law?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're right. I'm young,
Mhm.
26 years old. I'm a working student in San Beda, Alabang. And my experiences, not just in law school, also in college, growing up, learning outside the classroom, from different experiences, meeting lots of people, it emboldened me to take on this journey.
Mhm. Yes,
And
correct.
we can learn along the way, we can get better together, hearing from the lovables, hearing from other people. Ang importante dun, yung gusto mo, may alam ka naman, pag pinagsama mo yan,
Mm.
the world is yours eh.
Correct. I absolutely admire you because I cannot imagine my 26-year-old self taking on the challenge that you're currently taking
Yes.
on, Migs. So I really believe that technical knowledge comes, but it's the fire in your heart that will sustain you through the challenges of life, you know. So Migs, this final question. After this campaign, after everything settles down, how do you want to be remembered?
I never thought of that myself, no? Kasi right now, my focus is
Yeah.
the everyday. Like today, I'm here in Iloilo. Tomorrow, who knows where they take me to campaign and speak in front of the lovables. Pero I think, like you said, I'm young. We can all make a difference, no? Parang after this 90 days, I visited different parts of the country. I saw so many other things. And I hope sa lahat ng nakausap ko, lahat ng entabladong inakitan ko to speak, tell them what pamilya ko is all about. Regardless if we win or lose, I just want them all to go home, tingnan nila yung pamilya nila. And no matter how it looks like, pamilya nila yan. No matter how imperfect the home they go to, how imperfect the family they face, that's their family. And it's gonna be up to them to make sense of how to make everything work, how to make everything perfect. Kasi at the end of the day, manalo o matalo ang pamilya ko, ang uuwian nila, yung pamilya nila.
Exactly.
Yun, one family at a time, we hope to make the country better. And the whole Philippines soon, the future, just one family at a time.
Thank you, Migs. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time. Mga palangga, nabatian natin si Migs and the reason why he is campaigning for Pamilya Ko Party List. And right now, makaupod natin ang ilang lead nominee, Attorney Arnel. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon, maayong hapon sa tanan, sa lahat po ng tagapakinig and
Yes.
those who follow your YouTube channel.
Yes, thank you
Gail,
so much.
Nice to meet you.
Alam mo, sasabihin ka pa po sana na isa akong frustrated law student, but because of our conversation, I will change it to aspiring law student.
Yes, yes. Nabanggit ko sa iyo off-cam
Yeah.
na malaking panahon ang ginugol ko as an educator. I was a teacher, professor of law, and sabi ko nga sa iyo, walang pinipiling edad ang pagiging abogado. You
Yes.
can take up law anytime you want, as long as the heart and the passion is there.
Yeah, and the reason why I really personally want to do this interview with you is because as an aspiring law student, you topped the bar exams in 2003,
2003.
attorney.
Tayo naman, Sinuerte, we were lucky enough to be given that privilege. But it took a lot of hard work.
Right.
It took a lot of hard work, preparation, and at the end of the day naman, ganun din yung aking prinsipyo pagdating dito sa election. I can't help but kumbaga use that same experience I had. All we can do is the hard work, 'di ba, the study. At the end of the day, it's really up to God what is in store for you. So ganun din sa election. We try to campaign as hard as we could, hanggat kaya ng aming katawan. Bawat lugar pinupuntahan namin. But at the end of the day, yung faith namin will depend sa electorate natin and ultimately kung ano ang plano para sa atin.
Yes, that's right. So it's always by God's grace, diba,
Yes.
attorney? What matters is you gave out 100% of your effort
Correct.
for an advocacy that you believe
Correct.
in.
Kaya at the end of the day then, every day, mahimbing yung tulog. Kasi
Correct.
ayoko isipin, ayaw namin maisip yung what could be or what would be the outcome of all of this. Kasi hindi lang naman ito yung campaign period eh. This advocacy started 2 years ago when we were a foundation lang. But parang on May 12, isang climax yung mangyayari.
Yes.
Pero being isa sa pinaka-nakakatanda dito sa grupo, I always remind them na hindi tayo dapat preoccupied dun sa outcome. Because yung outcome, hindi na natin yan hawak. So as long as we do our job, ginawa natin, as you said, yung best natin, then we should all be able to sleep soundly at night.
Right.
Because that's what matters the most.
Right. Ako, attorney, personally, I believe that the causes that you're fighting for and the sector of the society that you're representing needs to be aired, no? And needs to be heard by my fellow Ilonggos. In one of your interviews with Grappler, you mentioned that you have 3 pet legislations that you really wanted to push if given the opportunity to sit in Congress. So
Yes.
can you please tell them about it?
Yes. So tatlo yan. Yung una, we're pushing for equal rights ng
Right.
lahat ng mga karapatan ng mga anak natin. Regardless kung kasal ang kanilang magulang o hindi. Very briefly, under our law, kapag ikaw ay illegitimate child, ibig sabihin anak ka sa labas o hindi kasal ang iyong magulang, yung karapatan mo sa pagmamana ay kalahati lamang.
Okay.
That is our system. Pero ang prinsipyo po kasi ng pamilya ko, sa lahat po ng aming ginagawa, ay ayaw namin na may napag-iiwanan. Gusto namin walang dehado sa batas. So in our view, yung sistema na kalahati lang ang nakukuha ng isang bata kung siya ay anak sa labas ay isang makalumang pag-iisip o makalumang sistema na dapat nang baguhin. Kasi at the end of the day, wala namang kamuwang-muwang yung bata, wala siyang kasalanan kung hindi nagpakasal ang kanyang magulang o kaya nagkamali ang kanyang magulang at nagkaroon ng anak or ibang relationship sa labas, walang kinalaman doon yung bata.
And you
So,
mentioned you also want to change the term from illegitimate to
marital and non-marital
yeah.
children. Actually, ang inspiration namin dito sa batas na to ay mismong desisyon ng Supreme Court. Ang Supreme Court natin naglabas ng decision very, very recently, last year or 2 years ago. Essentially, ang sabi ng Supreme Court, there is nothing illegal or illicit with a child being born out of wedlock. Tama naman. Kasi hindi naman kasalanan yun. Kaya sabi ng Supreme Court, dapat we should do away with the terms illegitimate and legitimate.
Yep.
Instead, sabi ng Supreme Court, ang mas appropriate, ang mas akmang word na gamitin ay marital children or non-marital children. But we, as a party list, we want to take it a step further. Ayaw namin na papalitan lang natin ang terminolohiya. We want our children to feel concrete change. That
Yep.
is why our first legislative platform is to ensure na not only do we change the terminology, but we already grant them equal rights.
okay.
So that's the first.
Yeah, and then the second one, Attorney Arnel, I believe, talks about the LGBT community and the live-in partners and their
Yes.
rights over their partners.
Yes.
Can you please tell
Yan.
us more
So yung
about
pangalawang yung pangalawang isinusulong namin na batas ay isang domestic partnership law for our long-time live-in couples and LGBT partners. We will be lilinawin ko, this is not a form of marriage, but
Right.
this is a civil union na poprotektahan ng Estado. Dahil naniniwala kami na dapat yung ating mga long-time live-in couples and LGBT partners ay kahit paano mabigyan sila ng mga ilang karapatan na na-enjoy ng mga legal na mag-asawa. Enough rights for them to live peacefully and harmoniously. Ano tong mga rights nito na nasa isip namin? Una, we want them to be able to inherit from one another as legal spouses do. Diba? Pangalawa, pagdating sa usapin ng mga ari-arian na kanilang naipundar na bilang magkasama, magkasintahan, ay dapat sa kanila na yon. Hindi na dapat nakikialam pa yung mga ibang kamag-anak, extended family. Kasi nga po, sa kasalukuyan at present, since wala silang legal relationship, by law, kahit kayo pa nagpundar niyan, may habol pa din ang mga ibang kamag-anak. So, para sa amin, unfair naman yun. Kung sa inyo talaga yan, sariling pawi, sariling sikap, dapat kayo ang mag-enjoy niyan. And yung isang importanteng karapatan na nais namin ibigay sa kanila ay yung karapatan na magbigay ng important medical consent. Especially in times of emergency. Alam naman natin, kung magkaroon ng medical emergency, dalhin mo sa ospital, and then tatanungin ng doctor kung anong magiging decision when it comes to the patient. Pag malaman nila na wala kayong legal relationship, maghahanap pa ng nearest of kin.
Yes, and that is really what's happening right now sa society, and we see it affect a lot of lives, attorney.
Kaya na gusto namin, dapat pag ganyang instance, yung live-in couple na, yung LGBT partner na, sila na yung magbigay ng decision.
Yes, kasi especially if they're living together for 40, 50 years and the right is not theirs, right?
Yes.
And attorney, we talk about surrogacy. I think that's the
third. And I think, I always say this, whenever I get to talk to media practitioners, I'm volunteering myself, please fact check us. Because I always say na there are 156 party lists running ngayong election na to. But I think it is only Pamilya Ko that has a platform or a plan to provide a legal framework for surrogacy. Surrogacy, alam natin nangyayari yan. Yung mga hindi nakaka-conceive, kukuha ng surrogate ng ibang tao para sila ang magdala ng anak. Palalabasin pagkapanganak, isi-simulate na lang ang birth certificate para kunwari biological child. Babayaran yung surrogate. Ganun ang sistema ng surrogacy. Ang problema niya, nagiging prone to abuse. Diba? Pangalawa, nako-commoditize. Nagiging commercial transaction siya. Kaya kami nais namin mag-provide ng legal framework para maprotektahan natin yung tatlong partido dun sa arrangement na yun. Sino ba yung tatlong partido? Yung mag-asawa, yung surrogate, at yung anak.
Yes.
I-define natin ano ba ang mga rights and privileges nila, obligations under the law, under what conditions, parameters, do we allow surrogacy? Kasi hindi rin naman pwede, trip ko lang magkaanak, kukuha ako ng surrogacy. Abusive yun. Doon pumapasok nga yung konsepto na parang nako-commoditize.
Yeah.
We have to be strict about it. Kasi nga ayaw natin maabuso itong kaparaanan na ito. But at the same time, we want to make sure na kung sino man ang mag-avail nito, legally protected sila.
Yes. Attorney, alam mo, ang isa sa pinaka, I think, question right here when hearing about the 3-pet projects, right? Or 3-pet legislations, baka sabihin ng iba, you're towards the progressive thinking na. So, but I understand in one of your interviews, you said you're not progressive, you're pragmatic.
Yes,
so can you please expound?
Kasi ako, to be honest, ayoko din talaga ng mga labels. I don't want to be boxed in yung aming party list. Si Pamilya Ko, that's a progressive party list. Si Pamilya Ko, that's a conservative party list. In fact, sinabi ko yung pragmatic because ang gusto kong mensahe ay reality-based kami. Kumbaga, hindi sa amin mahalaga yung how people perceive us. Kung ano man ang aming way of thinking. Ang mahalaga sa amin ay para sa aming party list, nakikita namin ang realidad. May mga nakikita kaming mga areas na dapat punuan sa pamamagitan ng batas. And that's where we come in. Whether people will perceive it as conservative, progressive, left, right, center, para sa amin, doesn't really matter to us.
Yeah, so attorney, before I go to my final question, right? So one interesting interview I heard about you saying is that kung may mga battered women, the first solution ng mga barangay officials, right, ay pinagbabati sila.
Yes,
And
yes.
since you also want to represent this sector of the society, what should be you mentioned that the line of thinking should be pro-victim, right?
Yes. Tama ka. Nagkaroon tayo ng chance to lay down yung aming polisiya sa domestic violence when tayo ay naanyayahan sa Women's Month Symposium sa Governor Generoso sa Davao Oriental. Ipanaliliwanag ko, mali kasi ang instinct natin na kapag meron tayong nakukuhang report or incidents of domestic abuse, syempre ang first responder kasi niyan, yung mga barangay officials. Ang instinct po kasi ng mga barangay officials, they try to mediate agad. Ipagkasundo nga yung parties, which is wrong. Kasi ang domestic violence is not subject to compromise. Kaya nilay down ko, ang tamang approach dapat when it comes to domestic violence issue or instances ay protect, investigate, initiate, meaning initiate the necessary complaint, and then prosecute. That should be the four-pronged approach in handling domestic abuse cases.
Okay.
Hindi po dapat kasama sa equation ang settlement. Kaya nga dapat protect agad, meaning ilabas mo siya from that abusive environment. Investigate, tingnan ng maayos. Meron bang talagang basihan yung reklamo, yung instance of domestic abuse? Then you initiate the proper criminal proceeding and then you prosecute. That should be the approach.
In cases of domestic abuse, nire-relate agad ng mga tao to divorce. So, what's your stand on divorce?
Now, when it comes to divorce, I was also asked, and actually, it's a common question kasi nga, pamilya ko.
Yeah.
And we've been very consistent. We are in favor of a divorce law that would be cost-efficient, beneficial, and speedy, expeditious. Kasi yung mga lumalabas na divorce bill, kung titingnan mo talaga ng maigi, ay parang wala na rin sila talagang masyadong pinagkaiba doon sa mga legal separation and annulment proceedings na meron tayo. So para sa akin, kung mag-i-introduce ka ng divorce, pero padadaanin mo pa rin sa the same process and procedure yung mag-asawa para makuha yung divorce, ay parang wala na rin yung pinagkaiba doon sa current na mga legal remedies that we have.
Yeah.
So we will be in favor of a divorce that is abot kaya, mabilis, at kapakipakinabang sa ating mga kababayan.
Okay.
Pero kami ba ang magpupush niyan? Kami ba ang mag-i-initiate? Malinaw din ang sagot namin na hindi. Hindi po sa pamilya ko manggagaling ang divorce bill. As I said, as I explained, malinaw yung aming 3 cornerstone legislative agenda. Yan ang aming tututukan. Hindi po kami magsusulong ng divorce bill. Pero kung may ibang grupo, may ibang legislator, magsulong ng isang divorce bill sa Kongreso na sa tingin namin fits yung criteria na aking nabanggit, then we will support that.
I really admire how you put light into that, Attorney Anel, kasi baka ma-misconstrue and ma-misinterpret ng mga kababayan natin, right? Finally, Attorney, I wish to have like 2 hours with you, but I know that you're very, very busy. So
Ako din, I wish I had 2 hours.
yeah, we can talk more about it since I personally relate to the advocacy, no? So, Attorney Arnel, after all of these things, whenever you go back home and after the campaign period, how do you want to be remembered?
Honestly, isang mabuting tao. Isang mabuting tao na gumagawa lang o sumusubok na gumawa ng tama. Yun lang naman. Maayos naman. I'm almost 50. Maayos naman ang buhay ko. By God's grace. Nandun lang tayo sa estado ng buhay natin na baka naman meron tayong magawa na hindi lang pang sarili, kundi para sa mas nakakarami. And nagpapasalamat ako na nagkaroon ako ng ganyang opportunity dito sa pamilya ko. And hopefully also, hindi magtapos dito, hindi magtapos dito, kundi magsimula pa lamang dahil tayo ay mag-succeed sa ating minimithi sa Kongreso. But at the end of the day, ang mahalaga sa akin ay gumawa ka ng tama, nakakatulog ka ng mahimbing dahil wala kang naagrabyadong tao. I think that's what I would like people to remember.
Thank you, Attorney. And I hope that your advocacy ripples through the people that hears your story. And I hope that you create a movement, even after this campaign period, of modern Filipino families that knows their rights and that aims to fight for their rights.
Yes, and yan naman po ang aming gagawin. Regardless kung anong mangyari sa May 12, we will continue with what we're pushing for.
Thank you, Attorney.
Thank you, Gail.